Welcome to another episode of Sanford Says. My name is Lisa Holder, Communications Officer for the City of Sanford. And today we have another very special guest, two guests in matter of fact, and the topic is water-wise. It is April, and April is Water Conservation Month. And so our guest today is Tina McIntyre. She's the Florida-friendly landscaping agent. And you'll hear more about that, like what is a landscaping agent? But Tina's here to share that. She's partnering with the City of Sanford, along with some other sponsors, on several events throughout the month of April. It's called the WaterWise Seminole event. Also with me today is Bill Marcous. Bill is our Utilities Services Manager for the City of Sanford. Welcome, Tina.
Thank you.
Welcome, Bill.
Good morning.
So let's jump right in. Water conservation, such an important topic. There's a month celebrating that, and Seminole County, along with the City of Sanford, have provided several events for the community, for the public to participate in and learn. Right, Tina?
That's right.
So we've got some, you want to share what specifically is happening in the month of April about WaterWise and how you can get involved?
Absolutely. So it is so crucial, Lisa, just like you said, and we have several events taking place during Earth Week. So starting on April 19th, we actually have a landscape design class going on. And all throughout that week, each day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we'll actually have virtual classes available for people to attend.
Okay. And so these classes are, first of all, you're hearing this podcast today. However, we started promoting this, I think it was beginning this week, yesterday. And so the information is out there on Facebook and social media called the WaterWise Seminole event. And the partners in this are the University of Florida, IFAS Extension. They have a Facebook page, correct?
We do. Yep.
And what does IFAS stand for?
It's the Institute of Food and Agricultural Sciences.
Okay, so we're partnering with the University of Florida, Florida Friendly Landscaping, where Tina is the landscaping agent in Seminole County, to bring you these 4 great educational events where you can learn about how to conserve water in your own world, in your own home, in your own environment. So you said it's Earth Week, which is Earth Day Week, which is the week of April 19th. And how can people sign up, and what are the wonderful events that are available? And what is your role, Tina?
Absolutely. So Florida Friendly Landscaping is a program that is brought to the public by the University of Florida IFAS Extension and the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, because our water is finite. And so we really want to, be sure to protect that water and conserve it. So when we look at the home use of water, we actually have over 50% going to the landscape. And that's why it's really important to conserve water in all of our areas of our home, but especially the landscape. And that's why my job exists, is to really address landscaping issues and make sure that we can conserve water in our landscape. So the events that we're looking at for the week of the 19th is, like I said, Monday on the 19th at 11 a.m. We'll have actually Miss Teresa Watkins, who's our local landscaping celebrity, and she'll be joining us at 11 a.m. for landscape design. For that class, we're going to have some giveaways as well. All the classes will be tied with some freebies for a chance to win. Not everybody's going to win, but we do have generous support from City of Sanford, and we'll be able to give away some nice stuff. On Tuesday, April 20th, we have at 2 p.m., I'll be teaching a rain barrel basics class. And this class will just be kind of the basics of a rain barrel, how to, install it, why do we do it, how much water can we save, how to use that water, all that good stuff. So I'll be kind of covering that on Tuesday, April 20th at 2 o'clock. All these classes are 1 hour, and again, they are virtual.
And are there any limitations to how many people can sign up? We'd love to have them sell out, right? How many people can join in one workshop?
Absolutely. We do have a limit of 100. So we can have a lot of people register. However, some people will register, but they won't show up. So we do have a limit of 100 virtual seats. So what I recommend is when, just sign on maybe 5 or 10 minutes before the class starts. If it starts at, say, 2 o'clock, just sign on virtually 5 or 10 minutes before, and you should be able to secure your spot.
Okay. All right. And then we have something on Wednesday and Thursday that week, right?
We sure do. We're keeping busy. So we have Wednesday, the April 21st at 2 p.m. We're partnering with other people within the Central District of Extension. So we have our water resources agent who specializes in water conservation, Yilin Wong, and she's hosting a Water Wednesdays, which she actually does every single Wednesday throughout the year. So we're partnering and bringing her in with Lisa and Luan, who are going to be teaching about saving water inside your home. So they're going to be looking at specifically saving water inside the home. And with that class, we're going to have up to 100 free shower replacements. So essentially everybody who, zooms in is going to get an opportunity to change out their shower head and be more water wise and water efficient.
Right, because you wouldn't think it, but your shower head contributes to a lot of, either using too much water, right? Or
it sure can.
You do not, the average person, I'm sure, does not realize that. And that's what these workshops are for, is to educate you on how you can be your own responsible water conservationist.
That's absolutely right. Yeah, and then finally on Earth Day itself, Thursday, April 22nd at 12 o'clock, kind of like a lunch and learn. So for those busy people who might be working, we have one on the lunch hour as well. That'll be Trees for Earth Day with myself and Katie McCormick, our residential horticulture agent at our office here in Seminole County. And we're going to be discussing just all about trees. And with this class, we'll actually have free tree giveaways as well. So the giveaways won't be on the day of the class. We can kind of talk about that in a minute. Mm-hmm. But basically, everybody who, again, zooms in for the tree class can anticipate getting a tree.
Okay. So 4 events for the week. Took a lot of planning and partnership information from all of these agencies to provide such great information, free information.
That's
for
right.
you. And so we encourage people to sign up, find out more information about this on the it's IFAS, is that how you say that?
IFAS, you got it.
Extension Facebook page, the City of Sanford Facebook page, and our website, sanfordfl.gov. But Bill, did you want to add to something to these this wonderful program that you have worked with, your department, the utilities department, have worked with to set this up?
Yeah, well, we have a long history of working with the Extension Service. We prepared years ago a water conservation action guide and have distributed, just thousands of those over the years and such. It's such a great, valuable resource for a variety of things out there at the Extension Service. Obviously, they're very well known for their Master Gardener program and all their landscape and such. But you can see that we can go into indoor conservation and other different strategies to save water, and we're reminded of that this month, Water Conservation Month. The city also has a Mayor's Challenge that's going on that you can learn more about on our social media. The Weiland Foundation has prepared, and in that process you try to see how much water you might be able to conserve in a given month and track your usage and such.
Yeah.
But the Extension Service, again, is a valuable resource, and Tina's going to explain not only what the great water-related programs they have, but also all the other things they might have for the community.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, Bill, because we really do offer more than, just our Master Gardener program, which people might be familiar with, which we do have, over 100 wonderful Master Gardeners that help us with volunteering in our landscapes and educating the public. But we also do, of course, we support agriculture. So within Seminole County, we have some U-pick farms and traditional farms that we help and kind of support with the science-based education and water conservation as well. And my big program, actually, it revolves around nutrients. And so we are so blessed in Seminole County to have the Wekiva River. And Wekiva is a national wild and scenic river, but it is impaired for nutrients. And so we actually focus a lot on proper fertilization among landscapers, among residents, and really trying to protect our waterways. Right out here in the city of Sanford, we have our beautiful chain of oxbow lakes with the St. Johns River and Lake Harney, Lake Monroe, and
wait, say that again. What are they called together? I've not heard that before.
Yeah, it's a chain of lakes. Essentially, it's a river, really, but it's we have our oxbow lakes.
Oxbow, okay.
Uh-huh.
What does that mean? Can you explain what that is? The definition of that?
Yeah, so an oxbow lake is essentially a river lake. So it's kind of where the river has almost dammed itself up naturally, and it's created a lake. So St. John's has a lot of oxbow lakes. Like I mentioned, Lake Harney, Lake Monroe, north of us, Lake George. And all of these are considered oxbow lakes, where it just essentially has, almost naturally dammed itself up into a larger body of water. And, we want to protect these lakes because they do play into our water conservation and replenishing our aquifer. And we do that through not only water conservation, but also water quality education and proper fertilization use. Also, cleaning up after our pets is really important in urban areas, and all that good stuff. So we do a lot of classes around that. And, really a lot of the Florida Friendly focuses on the 9 principles. So it starts off with right plant in the right place, and that allows us to save water, creating habitat, working with pollinators. I did see the city of Sanford is a monarch and a butterfly certified city now. So
that's what you mean by pollinators, working with our butterflies. Is that right?
Butterflies and more.
Bees.
Yep. Okay. And it could be even birds, like hummingbirds or pollinators.
Yeah.
Or even mammals. So we have our bats can be pollinators and things like that.
And we do have bats here. Yes, we have all that wildlife in Sanford. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And they help with the environment.
It is. It's very enriching to have that recreational experience. And so Florida Friendly tries to support, all that through the various 9 principles and, making sure that we protect the waterfront and, use water responsibly, but also, really integrate these landscaping principles as well.
That's right.
Yeah, so the city of Sanford passed the fertilizer ordinance modeled from the state in the past year. So maybe that could be a future podcast or something like that.
Sounds good. Let's write that down, Bill.
We've also been, noted as a tree city, too, in the past. And one thing that Tina likes to promote quite a bit because it's on her voicemail is the Master Gardener troubleshooting. If you got problems with your plants and stuff, because a lot of times you go to a nursery and the people aren't properly trained, they're not quite sure what they're looking at in terms of what kind of problem you're facing. But these guys, maybe you can expand where you can haul things into your place and they can troubleshoot.
That's right. Well, we recommend don't bring the whole plant, just a nice little branch of the leaf in the diseased area. But we do actually have our plant clinic. We are back up and running with limited, it's not fully up and running now, but we do have some capacity to serve the public. We were doing it virtually for a little while there. You can always send photos. That is one thing that is quick and easy for anybody to do. That if you have, some landscaping issue, send it to, it's actually mastergardener@SeminoleCountyFL.gov. Okay. And they can just send a photo and ask their question. And our volunteers are trained by University of Florida faculty and experts and, those throughout our specialty. So they're trained in all kinds of things. And they're, very eager to assist and to help. So take advantage of that.
So, Tina, you're a Florida Friendly landscaping agent. Obviously, you are professionally trained. You said you were a biologist by education. So, Tina knows what she's talking about, folks. And so, again, this is some great information. celebrating Water Conservation Month with landscape design, rain barrel demonstrations, saving water in your home, and trees for Earth Day, talking about trees. And it's so apropos for this month. And Sanford, like you said, is a tree city. We're a monarch butterfly city. We're on beautiful Lake Monroe. Is there anything else that we need to add to make sure that people understand they could sign up? It's free. It's a virtual. These are virtual events. There's ongoing classes that you have, like you said, your Master Gardener classes. Bill, do you want to add?
Yeah, because of limited supplies on some of the freebies, as Tina pointed out, she'll have a process. Maybe you can elaborate about how you become aware you're eligible for this, and when and where you can pick things up.
Absolutely. So the first step is to register, and again, they can do that on one of our Facebook pages and just link to the class that you're particularly interested in. Once you register, again, be sure to be maybe a few minutes early to get your spot, because we can only allow those first 100 people in the virtual room, so to speak. And then once you are in the class, we want you to stay the full hour, so make sure that you're zooming in for that full hour. After the class, I will email you a short survey, and it just will take maybe 2 minutes of your time. Click through, let us know if you enjoyed the class and what we can do better. And then I will actually go through and make sure everybody's met the qualifications, and we will email those that are the winning participants on Friday, the 23rd, and let them know that they're eligible to pick up. And we will have the pickup that Saturday, the 24th, from 9:30 to 11:30, but that's only for those people that have actually qualified and won.
Right. Okay. So come celebrate Water Conservation Month by learning from local experts and getting free stuff. Oh, how great is that? Free stuff that can help you and your family, right?
Absolutely.
And so there's some tips that you have written. I'm looking at the flyer that we've been using to promote. So do you want to read some of these tips about how you can conserve water?
Absolutely.
Now, even not just the week of Earth Day week, right?
That's right, because I always say every day is Earth Day. We all just do what we can do to help the future generations and the future of our water supply. So we actually just, with the time change from watering once a week, and now we're allowed within the St. Johns River Water Management District to water twice per week. However, check your landscape. You might not always need to do that. It has been really dry right now, so I know, the areas are dry, but you can water up to twice a week. And for odd addresses, that's going to be on Wednesdays and Saturdays. For even addresses, that's going to be on Thursdays and Sundays. And again, this is within City of Sanford and the larger St. Johns River Water Management District. For commercial folks, if there's a commercial business or entity, that's going to be watering only on Tuesdays and Fridays. And of course, because we are getting some hot days, saw planning out the weekend, and this weekend's going to be in the 90s. It's definitely going to be a hot one. So when it is so warm, we don't want to water before after 10 a.m. or before 4 p.m. And that's because there's so much heat and the water will get evaporated so easily.
So it doesn't do the plants any good. It just goes back into the air, and you're using the water, but it's not benefiting what you want it to. It just goes back into the air and to the atmosphere.
Correct.
Okay.
So we want to really encourage people to water around 8 a.m., 6 a.m., early morning hours. The plants are going to be, there's not a lot of wind, there's not a lot of heat. The plants are going to be able to absorb the water in that root zone
all day, right?
And benefit, throughout the day.
Throughout the day.
So early morning is best, definitely not between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. And then we really recommend 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. So when I talk to the public, they say, well, tell me exactly the perfect time to set my irrigation. How many minutes do I need? And really, it's not about the time duration. It's about the amount of water we're applying. Okay. So the perfect amount of water is 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch.
Now, when you say, are you talking about the lawn or a plant, per plant?
For actually everything. So
Really?
That's our landscaping beds, our turf, the whole area. So, and you might say, well, how do I know how much, right?
Yeah.
Because each system is different. There's different pressures and rotors and sprayers and everything.
Yeah.
So how I calibrate my system really easily is just grab a tuna can or a little cat food can, keep a few of them, place them around the yard, turn the system on for maybe 15 minutes. And if after 15 minutes, you're getting that half of an inch, then you're great.
Okay.
And
so it doesn't seem like a lot of water you would need.
It's really not.
Rather than standing there with a hose on and just pouring water onto one palm tree or something.
Correct.
Or like azalea bush. So, okay, so that puts it into perspective.
That's right.
It really does. You think that you need to put a lot of water on your plants, but it's not necessarily the case.
That's right. We
Because
can cut
the
back.
topsoil could look dry, but underneath it could not be. It doesn't have necessarily be. Is that a good sign, though? Is what the topsoil looks like?
Well, if it's a warm day, the topsoil will be a little bit more dried out.
But with but what matters to a plant is the roots, correct? Underneath.
That's
Is
right.
That right?
That's right. And we can use one of our Florida-friendly principles of mulch to really kind of secure that water in. So if we're using mulch with proper watering, we're actually going to have a lush landscape because the mulch helps to hold the water at that root zone that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And so, using mulch is great. Using mulch on your plants, we recommend like 2 to 3 inches. And, it's surprisingly really not that much water. And we're talking about established plants.
Yeah.
So if you have new plants, new turf, you do want to water daily and making sure that those plants are getting the water they need to establish. But for, established landscapes, established plants, we really don't need to water, more than 3/4 of an inch each day that we're allowed to. That's 2 days a week.
Great information here. We're here today on the topic of WaterWise Seminole event. April is Water Conservation Month, and Tina is our family-friendly landscape person.
Yeah.
And Bill, our Utilities Services Manager. Is there any kind of last things? I would like to ask Tina, actually. Sorry, Bill.
Okay.
I would like to ask Tina what you love most about Sanford. Do you have a favorite Sanford
Absolutely.
thing to do with your family or friends?
Yeah, I mean, the nightlife is always great here. Obviously, that's what you guys are known for, and it's just so fun to walk around the historic district. And sometimes, working in Seminole County, I'll pop over and just have lunch, and I just love walking along the lake here and just watching and seeing the boats and everything.
Yeah.
It's just lovely.
Well, that's great to know. I'm glad you enjoy the city of Sanford. Bill, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I mean, we have done public outreach for many years on water conservation in the mall, at home improvement centers, and this is our first foray into the virtual world, and we couldn't have a better partner. The more I spoke to Tina and then learned about not only their programs here, but their connection to the IFAS support system, these programs are going to be really great for the public to participate in.
It sure is. And so get on your computers. Use your cell phone. Visit our Facebook page, the website. The link is right there. And a simple registration process, right?
Absolutely.
Tina? And reserve your seat.
That's right.
They will get a link, right? If they register now, they'll get a link to the actual workshop, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So actually, once they register, they'll register through Zoom, and Zoom will email them a confirmation email, and then they'll get a reminder about 24 hours before the event, and then the day of the event, they'll get a reminder automatic email that just says, hey, don't forget, we're conserving water. Come join us.
Okay. Any last words, Bill? Tina, any last words here?
I think that pretty well covers it. But yeah, I guess just as an ending note, I just remind people that our little actions really do add up, and the steps that we take to calibrate our irrigation or be Florida friendly or water wise, really do add up into the greater good. So think about what you can integrate today.
That sounds great. Think about that. Think, as Tina said, think about how you can do your part to conserve water, not only during the month of April, throughout your lifetime, and pass it on to your children. Educate them. Anything else, Bill?
Water is life.
Water. That's the greatest point to end on for this podcast episode. Water is life. And don't forget, you can visit our Facebook page, the Sanford website, sanfordfl.gov, to register for these workshops, and then also the UF IFAS Extension Facebook page. This is Lisa Holder, Communications Officer for the City of Sanford. Thank you for listening to this episode of Sanford Says, the WaterWise Seminole event celebrating April as Water Conservation Month. You can subscribe to this podcast wherever you find or listen to your favorite podcasts, as well as the city website. Thank you again. Have a great day out there. Stay safe. Thanks for listening. Bye.